Milk. It does not the body good. Yeah. So, you know, people seem to have this love affair with their dairy, and yes, it's true. There is a difference between raw, grass-fed dairy and homogenized pasteurized dairy that's found in the store. The difference is the fact that raw dairy comes right from the cow, and it hasn't been pasteurized, so it still contains its enzymes, its vitamins, its minerals, and whatnot. So it's more health promoting. If you're a calf, dairy is nature's perfect food for a baby calf. And human breast milk is nature's perfect food for a human baby. That's common sense. Now, if I was starving and I had to consume something, then obviously the logical choice would be to drink the milk. Otherwise, I would starve. And in that certain circumstance, of course I would drink it. Even though it wouldn't be the best thing for me to drink. But people, you know, are going to hold on to the things that they love to eat. Just like you could tell someone, you know, an average American that eating hamburgers at McDonald's is terrible for them. Do you think that they care? No, they don't care. They just keep eating the hamburgers. Well, it's like if you tell somebody that raw grass-fed dairy still isn't good for them, they don't care. They're just going to keep drinking the raw grass-fed dairy. It's no different than telling an average American who's consuming candy or hamburgers at fast food restaurants that it's unhealthy for them, and they'll still do it no matter what. So even people that are quote-unquote health conscious, and you tell them to do certain things, or, you know, that food isn't healthy, they don't care. They're just going to keep doing it anyways and try to justify why they do it. But anyways, I just thought that I would create this video because there's some good 6 reasons here that Dr. Mark Hyman explains of why dairy isn't so good. You know, Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Willett, there's a lot of doctors out there that would all agree that consuming dairy is not good at all for your health, no matter what kind of dairy that is. But anyways, here's some 6 things to think about. 1. Milk doesn't reduce fractures. Contrary to popular belief, eating dairy products has never been shown to reduce fracture risk. In fact, according to the Nurses' Health Study, dairy may increase risk of fractures by 50%. Okay. Now you may say, well, that study might have been looking at pasteurized homogenized dairy. And that might be true. Maybe there is a difference between consuming a raw or whatnot. But I don't personally believe that there is. Because it's the high protein content and acid load of the dairy which causes the most problems with these fractures. Okay, 2, less dairy, better bones. And this kind of reinforces the initial thing that I had just said about the increase in fractures, is that countries with lowest rates of dairy and calcium consumption, like those in Africa and Asia, have the lowest rates of osteoporosis. And isn't it interesting also that the country, or the people that eat the most animal products, like the Eskimos, have the highest rates of osteoporosis? 3, calcium isn't as bone protective as we thought. Studies of calcium supplementation have shown no benefit in reducing fracture risk. Vitamin D appears to be much more important than calcium in preventing fractures. Which makes a lot of sense. Most people are very vitamin D deficient because they don't get out in the sun. 4, calcium may raise cancer risk. Research shows that higher intakes of both calcium and dairy products may increase a man's risk of prostate cancer by 30 to 50%. Plus, dairy consumption increases the body's level of insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, a known cancer promoter. And what's even more disturbing is people promoting colostrum, which is really loaded with IGF-1. So that's not good at all. And I think my other understanding is that because dairy's got these precursors to DHT, you get an overabundance of this DHT, trust me, it's not going to be good for your skin. You're going to get a lot of acne. Why do you think all these teenagers have acne? It's because they're drinking milk. As soon as I got off all dairy products, even raw grass-fed dairy, my acne completely cleared up. My skin completely cleared up. Even raw grass-fed dairy made my skin break out in acne. It's because of the hormones, guys. It's not good for your body. You know. And that's just one thing that dairy can cause. So if you drink dairy and you don't break out in acne, don't think that, you know, that dairy is okay for you, because it could be doing a lot of other things that you don't know. You know. So be aware of that. 5. Calcium has benefits that dairy doesn't. Calcium supplements, but not dairy products, may reduce the risk of colon cancer. Of course, the best source of calcium is plant foods, vegetables, you know, sesame seeds. Even blackstrap molasses has more calcium than a glass of milk, you know, a tablespoon of it. And not only that, but it contains a lot of other great minerals. And it's not loaded with hormones, pus, blood, and all that other junk. 6. Not everyone can stomach dairy. Yeah, and here's some interesting thing to think about. About 75% of the world's population is genetically unable to properly digest milk and other dairy products, a problem called lactose intolerance. That makes a lot of sense. 75% of the world's population. You know how many people that is? That's a lot. That's practically almost all people on the planet Earth cannot digest dairy. That should send a strong signal to these people who think dairy is so very good for us. It's not very good for us. Your body can't use that stuff. And just because the rest, you know, those people can tolerate it, doesn't give them a green light to just go drinking it. You know? Just because your body can tolerate something better than somebody else doesn't mean that it's health promoting. So think, you know, keep that into consideration as well. And here are some other things that scientists have agreed on. Is that milk doesn't benefit sports performance. There's no evidence that dairy is good for your bones or prevents osteoporosis. In fact, the animal protein it contains may help cause bone loss. Dairy is linked to prostate cancer. It's full of saturated fat and is linked to heart disease. Dairy causes digestive problems for the 75% of people with lactose intolerance. Dairy aggravates irritable bowel syndrome. And dairy can even contribute to more problems like allergies, sinus problems, ear infections, type 1 diabetes, chronic constipation, anemia. And even acne. I mean, acne is a huge one. So many people complain about acne, and like, you've heard all the stories. Even myself, you know, in my own experience. The biggest thing milk did to me is acne and constipation, allergies, all that stuff. I even noticed like my blood sugar would go high and then it would go low and stuff after drinking dairy. So it definitely was not good for my blood sugar. But yeah, says then Dr. Mark Hyman goes on to continue to say, yes, raw, whole, organic milk eliminates concerns like pesticides, hormones, antibiotics, and the effects of homogenization and pasteurization. But to me, these benefits don't outweigh dairy's potential risks. From an evolutionary point of view, milk is a strange food for humans. Until 10,000 years ago, we didn't domesticate animals and weren't able to drink milk, unless some brave hunter-gatherer milked a wild tiger or buffalo. If you don't believe that, consider this. The majority of humans naturally stop producing significant amounts of lactase, the enzyme needed to properly metabolize lactose, the sugar in milk, sometime between the ages of 2 and 5. In fact, for most mammals, the normal condition is to stop producing the enzymes needed to properly digest and metabolize milk after they have been weaned. Our bodies just weren't made to digest milk on a regular basis. Instead, most scientists agree that it's better for us to get calcium, potassium, protein, and fats from other food sources like whole plant foods, vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and seaweeds. So here is my advice for dealing with dairy. 6 tips for dealing with dairy. Take your cow for a walk. It will do much more good than drinking milk. Don't rely on dairy for healthy bones. If you want healthy bones, get plenty of exercise and supplement with 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily. And he goes on to give some other tips that I won't mention. And if you guys think that, you know, I'm just picking on dairy, you know, and well, here's something else to consider, is that I make this video because I know that it's the truth, and I know this video would help a lot of people if they took it seriously, so that's why I want to make this type of a video. But more importantly is that, notice that for the information that I used to show a lot of these proofs about dairy, I didn't use a vegan doctor or vegan nutritionist. Dr. Mark Hyman is someone that promotes the eating of, fish, eggs, and even, some grass-fed animal products. So Dr. Mark Hyman isn't a vegan, but yet he doesn't recommend dairy. So I'm not just picking and choosing who I want, to get my information from. There's a lot of people out there that, yeah, they might eat animal products, but they have a lot of good information. And most nutritionists, good nutritionists, will all agree that dairy is not something that you want to really be taking, And by the way, the whole thing about the cavities and Weston A. Price thing, in my case, I had cavities, and I was consuming raw grass-fed dairy. I thought that would help reverse the cavities. Guess what? It didn't. Yes, I think that Rami Nagel's a really cool guy, and he made a really cool book. But I followed that protocol to the best of my ability, and it didn't fix the cavities that I had. So, I'm just saying from my own experience. I tried it, it didn't work. It only made my health problems worse. And the thing that I got thinking to myself was that, why am I listening to all these gurus and other people, instead of not listening to my own body and what it's telling me? Why would I expect my teeth to get better if drinking dairy is constipating me and breaking me out in acne and my hair's falling out quicker? If it was so good for my teeth. If it was so good for my teeth, then it should be so good for the rest of my body, and I shouldn't be having constipation, and I shouldn't be breaking out in acne, and I shouldn't have all these other health problems. And guess what? When I eliminated dairy, all those problems went away. All of them. And they even went away even more when I got rid of the meats and that stuff too. That's when my health really went through the roof, and I really started feeling better. And to this day, I don't touch dairy, and I don't touch meat, and guess what? My teeth are just fine. I brush my teeth regularly. I maintain very good dental hygiene. The biggest reason why I got cavities is because I never brushed my teeth, because I never really took good care of my teeth. I never liked to brush my teeth. And, my mom, she doesn't drink raw grass-fed dairy or do any of that stuff. My mom never gets cavities, and that's because she brushes her teeth every day with this good Sonicare toothbrush. It's one of those electric toothbrushes. My mom's teeth are really good. She takes very good care of her teeth. And I've noticed from talking to a lot of people that people could eat the worst diet in the world. Yeah, and it's not going to be good for them, but those same people, usually if they take good care of their teeth, they can prevent a lot of cavities from happening. And that is just common sense and truth. So, my biggest problem was, I got tooth problems because I wasn't taking very good care of my teeth. Now I take good care of my teeth are good. Brush your teeth with a good natural toothpaste without fluoride, and all those chemicals and preservatives. Use a good herbal mouthwash, like EcoDent, and, eat a lot of green vegetables, like a head of romaine lettuce. You should be good. Even Dr. Ben Kim, there's another guy who's not a vegan. He used to be a vegan, but he's not a vegan anymore. And he states that for stronger teeth, to try to eat a head of romaine lettuce every day. He doesn't recommend dairy either, because he says that it causes a lot of problems. And this was a guy that was a vegan, and then he went back to animal products, and he still says that dairy isn't a good food. So, I just hope that this video will shed some light on the truth about dairy, and it's really, really not a good food for people to be drinking. Okay, so, but people are free to choose, what they will drink and eat. So I just made this video to try to help people, and people can do whatever they want with this information. So with that, I'll see you guys later. If you like the video, please favorite, like, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.